Okay, we did the most important problem, at least in my opinion. And then two next most important problems, tie, discrete probability distribution, and regression problems, 1.3 and 1.4. They are tied, but I happen to do number 3 first. Now let's go to the next tier. That will be descriptive statistics. First two problems. So the data set, as a matter of fact, better data set is in PDF documents. So let me show you that. Okay, here's the data set. From here, you get the 5-number summary of Dallas high temperature. You see there are 4 columns, and we are concentrating upon only the 3rd column, Dallas high, and then use those numbers to get the 5-number summary. And produce a histogram again for Dallas high. So forget about the others and just look at the 3rd column there. So only this column here, only this part matters. Forget about the others. I don't know what's going on here. Why am I... Anyway, okay. Okay, how do we do that? Well, in order to get the 5-number summary, it's best to have a sorted data. Sort them and we get the minimum maximum, easy. And then the median, not too bad. And then the quartiles, they're a little bit harder, but you can get those. So, all right, here we go. Let's begin with the sorted data. And then I sort it. And then 68, 70, 74, smallest to the largest. Okay, so you can clearly see minimum and the maximum, 68 and 97. Those are, two endpoints of the 5-number summary. And then let's go to the median. So start from left-hand side, knock off, say, several numbers at the same time. You can do 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, but it's a bit time-consuming. So let's take up 5 numbers at the same time. 5 numbers out, and then these 5 numbers out. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers out, and then next 5 numbers out. You can do things like this. In the end, you're going to end up merging right here at 87. So that's the median. Okay, all right. Next, let's go to the quartiles. One way to handle that is to exclude the median and then consider the smaller half, and then we do the same thing. Knock off the first and last, next, 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 and so on. And what you get in the end, that's gonna give you 79. That's the first quartile excluding the median. And you can do the same thing for the upper half, excluding the median, this 87. Not all the 87s, okay? There are 4 87s, but this one is a median. The other 2 count, okay? And then do the same things. Knock off smallest, largest, and merge, merge, merge. You get this middle number, and that's the 3rd quartile, excluding the median. And that's a textbook's method, and that's okay, and that I'm going to take as full credit. Now, if you decide to include the median from here to there, including the median, and then do the same thing, knock off, knock off, knock off, and then you have 2 numbers left, these 2 numbers, and then take the average of the 2, you get 79.5. That's the first quartile including the median. Oh, excuse me, wrong cell. Yeah, you get these 2 numbers, and then first quartile including the median, you get that. And do the same thing from here to there, including the median, this 87, the red one. And then doing all this knocking off, you're going to get these two numbers left. And then take the average of the two, you're going to get the median including, third quartile including the median. And you get these numbers. If you go to MyMaths Excel, then you get Q1 INC and Q1 EXC, both of them. Our textbook's method is EXC, so in the exam I expect this one as the full credit. But if you use INC and get these numbers, I'll still give you full credit, so you don't have to worry too much about that. To be really, really precise, you get Q1 EXC and Q1 INC, and then take the average of the two. Oops, excuse me. And that's what you call first quartile. And do the same thing, you get third quartile. And that's how Mathematica calculates. This is the most accurate way, but I'll be too much of a, overkilling. So we don't usually do that. I usually recommend Q1 and Q3 EXC, excluding the median. But all three methods, I'm going to give you full credit. And as for the box whiskers, anything reasonable will do, because during the exam you may not have really good ruler or graphing paper or something. So produce anything, whether it is vertically or tilted horizontally, both are okay. As long as I see appropriate labeling, I'll give you full credit. Anything reasonable, that'll be okay. Alright, so much for 5-number summary. Next, histogram. Sometimes I give explicit guideline for what to take as the class interval. Sometimes I don't, and I'll just leave you as your own discretion. The latter case is actually more difficult. The more freedom you have, the more you have to do. As a matter of fact, some students miss the idea of class intervals completely and do not really count. And for that matter, if I give you a little bit more freedom, then the problem becomes actually harder. In any case, here in this case, I decided to use class interval of size 5, 65 to 70, 70 to 75, 75 to 80. I decided to do it like that. And then produce this kind of histogram. And that was just my decision. If you go to class interval size of, say, 10, that's going to be okay. But please be reasonable about the number of boxes. If you have just 2 boxes, that's never okay for any kind of histogram. If you have 3 boxes, still that's not good. Usually the bare bone minimum is 4 boxes, but I usually want 5 or more. Use your own discretion about class intervals. Okay, so much for descriptive statistics, and we are going to do the last problem in a separate video.